At the Capitol, a setback tonight for a key anti-fraud measure, the new Office of Inspector General.
The bill passed the Senate last year by a wide margin, but didn't get a vote in the House. Chief political reporter Tom Hauser tells us why it's stalling again in the House.
Republicans and Democrats say they want to create a new Office of Inspector General to fight fraud. But once again, they cannot agree on how that position should be appointed or what powers that office should have.
Fraud prevention isn't about politics. It's about making sure our programs work for Minnesotans.
As it turns out, a meeting of the House State Government Finance Committee about an Office of Inspector General bill turned out to be almost all about politics. DFL Representative Matt Norris presented what is known as a delete everything amendment, essentially gutting a Senate OIG bill that passed the state Senate last year but never got a vote in the House.
Minnesotans deserve an OIG with independence, transparency, and the sweeping investigative powers to get this essential work done.
But Norris's bill makes significant changes to the Senate bill. It allows a governor to appoint an inspector general who is not among those recommended by an independent panel. It eliminates an enforcement bureau to fight fraud, leaving that to the BCA, and it increases the cost.
With 7 ayes and 7 nays, the motion does not prevail. The DE is not adopted.
The bill stalled on a 7-7 vote in the tied House committee, all 7 Republicans voting against because they say they were never consulted.
In Representative Norris's words, this is a wide sweeping, grandiose DE amendment, and we were not consulted.
Republicans were not allowed to ask questions of the bill author, and the DFL chair explained why.
It was not adopted by the committee. Therefore, basically, it doesn't exist.
Republicans found that logic hard to swallow.
What I pointed out was that this was a complete miscarriage of process, and process matters. That's how this place runs. If you're not willing to do that, then we have nothing.
House Republicans were not the only ones not consulted about the bill that was offered by the House DFL today. Neither was DFL Senator Heather Gustafson. She was the author of the Senate bill, the OIG bill, that passed by a wide margin last year. In a statement, she said the House bill reflects ongoing differences about the structure of the Office of Inspector General, and she says she was not involved in drafting the delete everything amendment that was considered today. Now, we should point out her bill is not dead yet. It has come over to the House, and that same committee today that stalled out on a 7-7 tie could reconsider that bill as soon as next week. At the state capitol, Tom Hauser, 5 Eyewitness News.